The Allegheny Journal is delighted to speak to two of the movers and shakers of what is now considered a monumental achievement in the state of Virginia. Reid Walters is the Alleghany County Administrator, and Kim Halterman is the Superintendent of Schools of the Alleghany Highlands Public Schools. And we thank both of you for joining us today.
Thanks, Jerry. Thanks for having us.
Glad to be here.
Well, really, the topic on our mind is an award from VACO, the Virginia Association of Counties, and it's an achievement award. And Reid, can you tell the public a little bit about how this all came about? It's an award. Amazingly, I mean, I can't remember how many counties there are in Virginia, but there's a slew of them. And you guys have made a submission and have gotten the top award, achievement award for school consolidation, or essentially, the whole concept around it. How did this all come about, Reid?
Sure. So annually they have an application process for the achievement award, and they give other awards out also. This year they had 135 applicants, and 33 of the applicants received awards, and we actually received the top award statewide, which is great recognition for Alleghany County and the efforts of the School Consolidation Committee and the efforts that Kim's been putting into really putting it together. I came in on the back end. Everybody had organized it, and I'm just here helping in the capacity I can help. School administration and staff are the ones that are carrying the weight right now. And honestly, in the application process, school administration carried the weight. And I guided them a little bit with some of the economic development and county side aspects that we could put in that grant application, but they did an excellent job taking something extremely complex and breaking it into 10 pages that are readable and understandable and potentially usable for other localities that need to potentially do something like this.
Kim, your work over the course of the last so many months, the public would probably be shocked if they knew how many meetings, how many sessions, how many potentially contentious situations that you and your staff have had to deal with, thinking about funding, teacher development, integration. I mean, I can't imagine the number of topics that had to be dealt with to bring this school consolidation to what most of us consider almost a close. How'd you do it?
Well, we appreciate that feedback, Jerry. And I think the reality is we did it with a great team. We've been fortunate to have a great team within the schools working on this as well as within the community. But you're right. It's amazing the number of details. And occasionally Melinda or myself will be at a meeting and we'll be sharing with our colleagues around the state what we are doing. And it's really interesting to watch their eyes get bigger. Because you're absolutely correct, Jerry. We've had to kind of rebuild and reform some things that sometimes you take for granted that you've just done in your organizational history. So it's a lot of detail-oriented work. So proud of our team. So proud of everyone who's contributed to that. And there probably is something that we will figure out that we need to improve. Of course, I mean that's the normal course of business, right? But we're really excited about how well it's come together.
Reid, I'm not sure that you have a chance to actually go to one of the school board meetings, but the new school board seems pretty seamless. I mean, you consider the two communities coming together, and you probably think, okay, there's going to be a bunch of contentiousness. And actually, they just look like they're working very well together. And, part of that is, hey, we needed to have the proper financial backing to do it. And your leadership and that of the city of Covington is really critical in this process.
Oh yeah, we're here to support putting this thing together. And, we're at the point where the failure is just not an option. This year will be interesting. It's going to be a year of historic firsts for the school district. You're going to have the first day of school for the kids. First football game, other athletic activities. It's going to be a very significant year not only for the school system and the community, but for the kids specifically.
Kim-
Coming together like this for the first time, and the city of Covington and Alleghany County are totally supportive of it. They're all our kids.
What a nice view that is. That's so true. Tim, I wonder, in your busy day, how many people from around the state have called you and said, A, how in the world did all of you pull this off? And B, please help us, consult with us and how we can do it, because the document that I'm looking at, that's part of the award, mentions that this is one of few since even 2014 in the entire state of Virginia. And yet there must be other communities that see the need for this kind of common sense move.
Yeah, and we appreciate that too, Jerry, because we have had colleagues just in different capacities, reach out. I'm sure that's happened to Reid too in his tenure. It is interesting for people to talk about. We were really honored, and our board was honored specifically last fall to do a presentation on this topic at the Virginia School Boards Association conference. It was really interesting to see that room fill up. I'm not sure what we were expecting, but we didn't know we would have a capacity crowd. Because people are interested in the project and in specifically the work of the board. The board's force of meetings this year has been about double, edging on triple what it might normally be just to pull off this project.
Reid, I go to most of the county board of supervisors meetings and, listen to all the various agenda items and have watched the crowds over the years. And one of the things that is not normal is to have the superintendent of schools almost always in attendance. My experience has been many of them want to hide. They may be asking for a financial question or something. And Kim is normally at the meetings, and the interaction between the supervisors and the superintendent of schools really does seem seamless. It seems like all of you, and especially the city of Covington, you're acting like a team, and it is just going to be so beneficial to the whole region as this thing comes together. It just seems like a little bit of finality here in August.
Yeah, I agree. Coming into the area, one thing that I have noticed is the regional cooperation that we have, not only between the local governments, but Kim coming to the meetings, VDOT having representation at meetings. That doesn't happen everywhere. And it says a lot about the professional atmosphere that we're working in. And it's just a telling fact that shows that we're all working together to make these things happen.
Well, I'm glad I caught both of you here today. We thank you very much for adding your perspective to this. Congratulations to Alleghany County and, of course, the school division. For a great application. I guess there will be some formal news release coming, but we thank you very much for taking the time out of your busy schedule today.
Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you, Jerry. We appreciate it.
Bye now.